The Great Resignation. More people are leaving their jobs at record paces for something new. Today we are discussing what you should do with your retirement account when you leave your job and things to watch out for to avoid a tax bomb. Stay tuned. Hey there, it's Alex and Anthony at One Degree Advisors. Today we're discussing what you should do with your retirement plan when you leave your old job. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe for more. So Anthony, it is the Great Resignation. People are changing jobs at record paces. I think a lot of this has to do with folks are working remotely more. They have a lot more options and flexibility. The labor market is just kind of out of whack. But regardless of whether or not people make changes or not, they need to make sure they're making the right decision with their retirement accounts.
Yeah, that's right. So knowing your options is step number one, but just as equally important is avoiding those tax pitfalls that can come with each option.
Yeah. So really what we're going to do here is we're going to break it down into four main points, four main options that people have. And the first option with their old retirement account is to just leave it where it's at.
Yeah, and this is not really ideal because when you leave a job, you're not really staying up to speed on what's happening with that particular employer's plan. Things can tend to get disorganized over time. If the plan makes a change, you may not be aware of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working with a client right now who she's done a fantastic job saving. She's a disciplined saver. She has her finances really under control. But she also has like 4 different retirement accounts. She has 2 old 401ks from old employers. She has 2 separate IRA accounts. So she's done a great job saving. It's really hard to manage. There's things all over the place. It's difficult to track. So you can leave it where it's at. It just becomes a lot more difficult. The second option here is to simply cash out the plan.
Yeah, and this is often a big mistake, right? Because then you end up paying taxes, potentially penalties for early withdrawal. And then the other thing is that when people use it as a windfall, they leave a job, they take the money out, you get further down the road in life and you don't have the money there what it's intended for, which is for retirement.
Yeah, you really want that compounding to work for you, not work against you. All right, the third option here is you could move it into your new 401k, assuming you get a new job pretty quickly.
Yeah, if the new plan allows it, a rollover in, and most do, this certainly can be an option. You just have to be happy with the plan. So you're going into that particular company, getting comfortable with that plan, knowing what the options are, the different features of the plan. Does it work for you and is it the best option?
Yeah, and not only what are the current options, but a lot of 401k plans, I mean, they're changing options all the time, so you have to move funds around. If they change plan administrators, you'll be changing plans as well. So you're less in the driver's seat, right, if you will, in that situation. All right, the last option here is to either move it into an IRA or a Roth IRA.
Right, and most people choose this because it does give that person the control of their own retirement money within an IRA. They can control the investments. You're not subject to a list. You can control costs. If other financial strategies such as like a Roth conversion come up, then you can easily implement that on your own.
Yeah, and although this is our preferred method of doing things, you have to make sure you do it right. Otherwise, you really can create a big tax bomb for yourself.
Yeah, one term that you want to pay attention to is doing a direct rollover. This most often makes sense as opposed to an indirect rollover, which is where an indirect rollover is when you actually take the money. So the employer pays you out. They have to withhold 20% on an indirect rollover like that for taxes.
There's no getting around that. They must withhold 20% federal tax if they're going to send a check directly made out to your name.
Yeah, and then you have to roll it over yourself within 60 days. So there's an important deadline that's there.
Yep.
And with that tax that's withheld, you have to make it up on your own. So if you have $1 million 401k, they withhold $200,000, and you go to roll back that $1 million, well, remember you only have $800,000 because they've already withheld.
So you got to come up with $200,000 somewhere.
Right. So the simple way to overcome this is do a direct rollover where it goes directly from the employer plan to the financial institution, the custodian that's managing the IRA, and then you don't have to mess with that withholding.
Again, lots of people changing jobs. They have retirement plans flying around. Again, going over the four main options here. You can leave it where it's at. Yeah. You can cash it out. Maybe not ideal. You can move it into a new 401k, or you can move it into an IRA or Roth IRA. Whatever choice you make, we just have to make sure it's the right choice for you and make sure that you don't create a tax problem for yourself. And now let us know what you think. What have you done with your old retirement plan and why? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.